This CBS Sports Race Summary is sponsored by AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
$134 laps complete in this Coca Cola 300. And there you see the story, 4 different leaders, and there could be another lead change at any moment. The average speed down to 113 miles an hour. 5 cautions, 35 laps under yellow. And those are the cars that have been in trouble here today. And most of them victims of crashes on this mile and a half. Talk about, let's go to Bill Stevens.
Jimmy Foster just came out of the infield care center. Boy, you hit that wall pretty hard in the front stretch, and you've got a lot of wrapping on that left ankle. What's going on down there?
They say I fractured a little part of the bone and pulled some tendons in there. The car just got tight coming off the corners. We've been tied all day, and it's turn 4 here in a place you want to be tied off of. And got into the wall.
Tough break. He also qualified well like Hermie Sadler. He started 9th.
Jimmy Foster having a tough rookie season. Mark Green, best career finish, 5th at Charlotte last October. A track designed to be very similar to Texas. And he's finding this track to his liking as he leads Jimmy Spencer and Joe Nemechek. Tony Stewart in 4th, Jeff Burton closing in 5th. And pole sitter Elliott Sadler, Matt Kenseth, Mike Dillon, Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, the rest of the top 10. Battle on the racetrack. 4th place, Tony Stewart trying to hold back. 5th place, Jeff Burton, who kind of surprisingly has not led today's race, though he started way deep in the field.
Jeff Burton clearly faster through the corner, but down the straightaway, Tony Stewart's car is a rocket ship. You can see he pulled out about 2 car lengths down the front straightaway through the corner. It closes right back up.
Burton started 35th on the field. Stewart rolled off from the 2nd row. Still 28 cars on the lead lap.
You see him coming up on him once again, but as you say, coming off the corners, he can really get a run. Does he have enough? No, he doesn't. He looks on the inside, but Stewart closed that gap.
One handling in the corners, the other handling down the straightaway.
Pick your poison.
Just has that little look to the inside, but cannot pull alongside. Jimmy Spencer sitting about 0.3 of a second back of the race leader. And that gap has remained pretty constant, and kind of surprised that Joe Nemechek has not been able to close down on them as we watch this battle for 4th.
You know, you're exactly right. He made a run there. It looked like he may have heated the tires up a little bit. And it's been a consistent gap between the two for about 10 laps now.
Left side of your screen is race leader Mark Green. Ralph's in his pit.
Kenneth Campbell is a crew chief for Mark Green. Kenneth, you only took 2 tires. How come and how long can you go with them?
Well, the Timberwolf Chevrolet's been a little tight all day in traffic. We wanted to try 2 tires just to get him out front and see how that did. It seems to have really made a big difference. And Goodyear's got such a good tire, there's hardly any wear here. So we'll just see how it ends up.
Now, your guy hasn't led many laps in competition under Green. How nervous is he, and are you having to coach him?
I didn't understand.
Your guy hasn't led many laps under Green. Is he comfortable out there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's doing a good job. I mean, Mark knows how to lead races. We're in good shape.
He's even pulling out a bit of a lead now, Mike.
It's opened up just a hair, Ralph. Another car length, perhaps, on Jimmy Spencer. And if you look just to the right of Spencer, you're going to see Joe Nemechek starting to come into the picture.
And you mentioned that the car had been a little bit tight, and they didn't put left side tires on it. They did purposely to loosen it up, and that means that the left side tires are not, in the left rear in particular, not sticking quite as good, and so that loosens the car up and lets it turn better in the corners. And as a result,
so Mark Green now enjoys a half a second advantage. Look at this pack. 10th place is at stake here. Mark Martin, the black and yellow Ford. Jeff Green driving Ricky Craven's Busch car this weekend. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. moving in. Looking back from Mark Martin's rear bumper. Now Jeff Green's a driver. He's in a bit of transition with his Winston Cup operation. Taking a bit of a hiatus. They've changed the personnel. They're going to take a step back and regroup and come back.
Things have not been going too well for them in the 29 car in Winston Cup, so they decided to take off for a few weeks, and that left Jeff open. Ricky needed to drive before his push car, and so here it is.
Well, Gary Bechtel's real smart in that respect. He gives him an opportunity to go race some while they regroup and get right for the rest of the year.
And they will. Riding with Matt Kenseth. He's running in 7th place here in Texas. .152 laps complete. Mark Green leads Jimmy Spencer and Joe Nemechek, but you're on board Mark Martin's 10th place car. Looking at a mirror full of Dale Earnhardt Jr. And up front for the lead. Almost 3 wide into turn 3. That wasn't quite going to work, and Jimmy Spencer kind of eased out of it.
That would have been a huge wreck if Jimmy Spencer had not got on the brakes hard getting in the corner over there.
You see the distance it cost him. Mark Green moved up around the left car, and 3 wide in turn 3 was not going to work. So back to the 10th place battle, where Dale Earnhardt has really been coming off the corner well, but then he just can't get alongside Mark Martin.
Not yet. He's really been working on it. He is coming off the corner a little bit better than Mark is, but Mark has good straightaway speed, and Mark has a pretty good race car too, and he's a whale of a race car driver. We know that already.
Mark has been hoping to get in and take on 2 tires for some time now, so the report from Dick Berggren is we may not be surprised to see Martin come in under Green for those tires.
Guys, just a little bit ago, Jeff Burton dropped back about 10 car lengths, and he run Tony Stewart back down in about 3 or 4 laps. That's to let him know I'm a lot quicker. I'm not as quick down the straightaway, but I'm a faster car all the way around the racetrack. And this is going to get interesting near the end of the race, because once you do that 2 or 3 times and they see you in the mirror, the next time you come knocking.
Okay. See how that works.
Let's check with Dick Berggren.
Well, the next pit stop will surely be the last pit stop, Mike. They have a 3-tire rule here. They're only allowed to have 3 sets. It's just kind of one of the rules of the game in this series. They've taken 2, so they've kind of hung out there. You know, we've had some yellow flags. You might have thought that these guys would have come in and taken some tires, but no, they wanted to save it until the very end. So when they come in, pretty well count on some interesting tire strategies. They've all been watching Mark Green, who only took 2. We'll probably see some guys take 2. Then we'll see some guys take none. Let's go to Ralph.
Matt Kenseth just drove down pit road. They took on 2 right-side tires. That should be his last stop of the day as well.
Matt Kenseth was in 7th place as you ride off pit road with him. The Lycos onboard camera. Kenseth started 24th, had a 10.1-second pit stop for 2 tires and enough fuel to finish the race. So pit stops for lead lap cars are beginning. And you see Jeff Burton has gotten around Tony Stewart, and here comes Elliott Sadler. That's 4th place for Burton.
Ned, it don't change year from year. When you back off and let that car know you're much quicker and you run back up on him again, Tony Stewart did a very smart thing there, because right at the moment, Jeff Burton is running so much better all the way around the racetrack, not just down the straightaway.
So now here comes Sadler, the pole sitter. Last week's winner at Bristol to put the pressure on Tony Stewart. This now becomes a battle for 5th place. Ken Squire.
Well, these Green brothers are having a great time down here in Texas. Here's Mark Green, the middle brother, leading in this Coca Cola 300. His older brother will be starting in 9th position in the Texas 500 tomorrow here on CBS. That's David Green. And, of course, Jeff Green is right in here, now running in 11th position. So the Greens of Owensboro, Kentucky, are looking mighty proud right now in the Lone Star State. Here's Bill Stevens.
Well, when Mark Green qualified 20th, I asked his crew chief earlier this week, well, are you worried about your driver in traffic? He says, not really. Look what happened in Daytona. Well, I looked it up. They started 40th down there, and he finished 14th. He knows what he's doing.
Mark Martin is in. As Dick Berggren predicted, they may come in under Green and 4 tires. And Dick is waiting on Mark. Dick?
And he's going to just look like a two-tire stop, Mike, which is exactly what they had hoped for. They've got the wedge wrench in the roof of the car to try to adjust the chassis. There it goes, 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds in the back end, just 2, and he is gone under green.
11.3 seconds.
23 seconds.
Lead battle, turn 3 this time. Jimmy Spencer's got some racing room outside Mark Green.
And holding the throttle down as they rocket off turn 4, you can see Spencer on the outside there trying to make this pass the hard way.
Wow, I never thought it'd be done. Is it going to be done?
No, not turn 1. I don't think so. Great run through 3 and 4 for Spencer, but he dropped back in turn 1.
Buddy, what's the difference between getting into turn 3 and getting into turn 1 2 abreast?
It's just a little bit of a different transaction getting into turn 1. Most of the drivers say it's very, very tricky there. You have to be very careful getting in the corner. But Spencer isn't through yet. He's fighting back again.
The angle getting into the turn is one thing, and then the bank drops off pretty good from 5 degrees. It goes up to 24 degrees in a hurry, and that makes the car get upset just a little bit.
Coming up next, CBS Sports Spectacular salutes NASCAR's 50th anniversary. A look at the 5 decades of NASCAR racing and some great vintage footage is coming up right after this race concludes. And tomorrow, Winston Cup racing here in Texas, live on CBS. 162 laps complete. Only 2 of the lead lap cars have made that final pit stop. We'll be right back. Mark Green has taken a big gamble. He pitted for fuel only. It took him 8.5 seconds. Had he taken 3 to 4 more seconds, he could have had 2 tires as well, but they must really like the handling on that car. So Green surrenders the lead to Jimmy Spencer, this man who has yet to make his pit stop. Jeff Burton has been in, Dale Jarrett has been in, and Tony Stewart is in the pits right now, receiving service. Final pit stop of the day. Bob Labonte crew drops the jack on Stewart. Away he goes.
Look at that beautiful windshield. You saw the plastic that they peel off of that windshield. It's like on the visor of a helmet. They just pull the plastic off, and you have a brand new windshield under there.
Our Shell in-car camera as Tony Stewart grabs 3rd gear. Working around the track apron to blend in on the backside of the racetrack. Mike Dillon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. with these pit stops. They're now fighting not for 8th, but now for 4th place. With some of the leaders having made stops. Spencer leads, Nemechek, Elliott Sadler, and then this battle ends.
So how long can Spencer and Nemechek go without stopping? Tires appear to be no problem, but gas.
Are you surprised Mark Green didn't take tires?
Yes, I am. I'm surprised it didn't take right side tires, but the car evidently felt so good to him. Said, hey, we don't need to change anything about it. If you take on 2 tires, you're going to change the handling characteristics of it.
I will tell you that Mark Green did lose a lot of time coming into the pit area. He pulled down going down the back straightaway and run through a lot of oil dry and stuff through the corner. Lost a lot of track position by making a slower stop.
Jimmy Spencer leads this race. Ralph S. Moore.
Corey Stott is his crew chief. Corey, how long can you stay out there, and what will you do when you come in?
Well, Ralph, I couldn't really hear your question, so we're going to stay out to about 180. Tell you, Goodyear brought us a great tire. We put 2 on last time, got some track position. Jimmy's driving the wheels off this thing. Just happy for Zippo and Off-Road Auto Parts.
Will you take just fuel, or will you change tires too?
We're looking at just fuel.
Bill Steven?
I'll tell you, it was really something down here before Mark Green's pit stop. They had 4 tires out. The tire changing crew was ready. The jack was up and ready to go. Then they just put fuel in. I just spoke to the crew. They didn't know that they were just going to put fuel in. Kenneth Campbell was trying to fool everybody in the park. Dick Berggren.
Joe Nemechek is going to have to stop by lap 180, and Elliott Sadler is as well. That's as far as they can go on fuel. They're hanging around out there, hoping they're going to get a caution flag, be able to pit for 4 tires, where everybody else is just taking either 2 or none. Mike?
Stan Barrett, Tracy Leslie, and Mike Dillon have made pit stops as we continue under green. 28 laps to go. Here's Texas Motor Speedway. Watching from Joe Nemechek, the 2nd place car, looking ahead at Jimmy Spencer.
Nemechek turning 8,000 RPM. That's the tachometer right there. Turning 8,000 RPM down the straightaway.
A Bell South Mobility Cam giving you these photos from Nemechek's car. Mike Dillon's pit stop, no tires, but it took 21.4 seconds. That's taken him out of the chase. CBS Sports coverage of the 1998 Coca Cola 300 will continue after this message and a word from your local station.